Welcome back to Media Day here in Washington, D.C. As we continue on, Mike Corey, Ice Young, Phil Martelli. We're going to talk LaSalle now, men's and women's basketball, as we'll get to the press conferences in a moment. But Phil, you're a Philly guy. You know all this. It's not easy. It has never really been easy at LaSalle. I'm sure your good friend, Fran Dunphy, who's back now for his third year. They needed him to help with this program. He's doing everything he can. Let's educate everyone on how difficult of a position really it is up the road there.
I think that there are challenges in any time you take over a job. That's the reason you're taking over a job most times. And a lot of it is you're going to push uphill. In a lot of ways, and I mean this respectfully, he's pushing up the side of a building. It's almost a 90-degree incline, but no one better. No one better. No one better. And the fact that they've made this commitment, Gola Arena has now become Glazer Arena. They've done the inside. They don't have a lot of complaining about moving around for practice. They ended up losing two very good players to the portal, and Fran Dunphy just keeps on ticking. And when you have him on the sideline, you know, in that matchup, coach-to-coach matchup, you're not losing that very often.
That's right. When we get to the court and we're playing ball, I'm not surprised. You know, I think a lot of people, oh, how did they win? Like, because they got Fran Dunphy. They got, you know, a lot of experience and some really good players too. And they've overachieved when they've had to. They've had some good wins. Again, it's a lot, you know, trying to bring that place back, that's for sure.
Yeah, Coach Dunphy chatted with us about their expected style of play, a couple of things that we want to look for and for them to put on the court this season. First interesting one for me was just 10 or less turnovers is what he wants as a goal every game. They have 5 newcomers via the transfer portal. Their winning percentage, though, has climbed the last 2 seasons.
Right.
So it's getting better incrementally. We already talked about the new arena and what that does. A couple other things that Coach had told us. He wants to have 40% three-point shooters. They want to shoot a ton. Of course, we all want to have 40% three-point shooters, but that's a goal for them. And then good shot selection offensively. I think this will help this team get a little bit better, continue to win games when you're shooting the right shots. Good to great shots are what I heard coaches love.
There's no question about that. And the young man Shepherd that they have had a nice contributing year. Here's the challenge for young fella. Now go be a star. Go be a star and then lift these other guys, new guys. They come from different programs. But the one thing that they are going into, Mike, in that gym, there's a professor of basketball. Fran Dunphy has a PhD in winning basketball at Penn, at Temple, now at LaSalle. I'm excited for my friend.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to energize that team a little bit. They need that, you know. That you need something to kind of say, hey, we're making some changes here. We're growing a little bit. You can't be up against it every single season, like especially just in terms of practice, right? You got to be able to place to practice and prepare. And now it sounds like this is going to be kind of a nice new environment for them, you know, coming up this season.
I hope I get invited. In fact, if Dunph is listening, could I get an invite just to? I just want to watch a practice or walk through. Yeah. Maybe I could join like a prospective parent tour and they can walk me around. I just want to see the place.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll be welcome with open arms, Coach.
Quickly on the women's side before we get to the press conference to hear from both of them.
Yeah. I think it's going to be another rebuilding year for this team. Preseason pick 15. They have 13 new players. 13. Only 2 returned this season. What they're focusing on day in and day out, practice, games, is top-level competition. In order for them to get better, they feel like they need to compete. They had a leading scorer last year, Aris Maktoon, that got hurt early in the season, but showed a lot of promise about what she could be offensively for this team. But 13 new players, it just takes time to gel.
All right, to the LaSalle press conference we go. One of 44 coaches with over 600 wins, Fran Dunphy. Here he is.
If you wouldn't mind giving us an opening statement on the state of your program heading into the season.
I thought you asked me to give you an opening statement on the state of the union of our program. We're doing well. We have a new facility almost ready to go. We will start there on November 4th against the American University, and looking forward to that. Have a number of new guys in the program. It's very interesting to see the meshing of new and old. I'm beside a guy who's been with me for the last 2 years, so there's a trust factor in that. And now we're learning to trust those new guys every single day. And one of the great things that happens in college basketball, in my opinion, these days is we get a chance to be with these guys in the spring, in the summer, and then now in the fall. So when October 15th used to come, you would be nervous and excited. Now all of that is sort of gone. And that's a good thing, I think. I think just getting to know these guys is part of the fun for me, and looking forward to what's on the horizon for us this year.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questions.
Fran, obviously there's a lot of excitement over the new arena coming in. The poll says what it says. Where do you set expectations for this group this season?
I appreciate the question, John. We don't talk about that too much. I mean, our number one priority is, are we ready to go November 4? And as soon as that's over, are we ready to go November 9? And let's play the best basketball we can. So it's not only a game-to-game thing, it's a possession-to-possession thing, that we want to be the best team we can be. So we're going to play some really good teams in the non-conference. I think our conference is terrific, and we understand that where we're picked, but we don't think about it too much. Dre may say something different, but just looking forward to competing, and that's what we do as college teams. We want to compete against the best teams we can find, and we got our share of really good teams in this league, and so we're excited by that.
Hey, Coach. Abe Rothstein from WRGW. So, of course, had a lot of history at Tom Gola Arena, and now with the new facility. Could you just talk a little bit about what the new facility and the modernization means for the LaSalle program?
Well, obviously, it means a great deal. It's an amazing project, a very ambitious project to leave. We left the building probably March 15th, and then it's now almost October 15th, and we're almost there. It's an amazing project. I think everybody on campus is excited about it. We've got new leadership, both in the AD position and the presidential position. I think our school is looking at good things in the near future. So, and this is all part of it. The Gola, it used to be Gola Arena, now will be the what?
John Glazer Arena.
Why don't you take over?
The John Glazer Arena.
The Glazer Arena and Gola Plaza is right out front. There's lots of history to be seen there, and so we're excited about it. So go ahead. I want you to go on.
I think it's amazing. It's a lot different compared to years before. It brings life to campus, to the athletic department. I think it's going to be amazing. We're really excited, for November 4th, and we're looking forward to it.
Fran, you guys obviously lost Brantley and Brickus and some other guys from that backcourt. Just what does a guy like Dayshawn Shepherd, you think, mean for you guys this season, given the opportunities that are going to be there for him?
Well, we love Shep. Shep is an amazing athlete, and we need him to be the best rebounder he can be, the best defensive player he can be. We need him to run the floor like crazy. So lots of expectations are put on Shep, and looking forward to him being the best version of himself every single day that he can be.
Aaron Bracey from Big5Hoops.com in Philly. This is for Andres. You had a really great summer and a big game against Russia. I talked previously to Coach about some things that you need to work on to even improve more of what you did last year. Where do you see your game right now, and what do you think you need to do to take your game to the next level?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Russia was great. I had the chance to, go after I was injured. I couldn't play the last 7 games of the season. But I was blessed that I went there. And I would say I'm more mentally prepared. I think it was more mental for me. I feel like I'm ready to go now. We actually, excited, looking forward to, prove people. Because we talk about the poll that came out, and I will say the same thing that Coach said. We don't really look at that, right? We just want to be the best version of ourselves. We already have proven the years before that it's a really good conference, but we're able to compete against any team. So I'm just looking forward for it. I'm mentally prepared, mentally ready. I'm 100% healthy physically. I'm ready to go.
Any additional questions? You got one in the back.
Fran, just also wanted to ask a bit about Eric Acker coming in from LIU and what sort of he brings to the table for you guys.
Eric Acker's a talented young man. Got a great burst of speed going for him. He can play with great pace. I think he's got a great future in front of him. He does everything well. Now it's all putting it all together. He's really a young kid. He's not even 19 years old yet. But a lot is going to be expected of him. I'd like Dre to answer that question as well, because I think he's just playing. He had a chance to play with Brickus and Brantley now. He's got a guy like Acker here, and so I'll be anxious to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I would say with Eric, he brings everything, if I'm honest with you. He brings energy. We can say that he's young, but he was one of the youngest. He was the youngest freshman in college basketball last year. So he has, sort of experience already. And, he brings that to the court. So it's been amazing. It's been really good. He's been even a better teammate. And, we're looking forward to see what he's going to bring for the season.
Let me just add one other thing here. Dre, Eric Acker, and Demetrius Lilly spent pretty much most of the day yesterday with a young man that we have as a guy who's our mentor in many ways, because he teaches us every day. He's a young man who's in a wheelchair, plays wheelchair basketball, and those three were at this young man's house yesterday, shooting jumpers, hanging out. They're in the wheelchair with him, and that kind of thing, you can't replace that. And Eric Acker saying, yeah, I want to go, I want to be part of that, means a lot to me, as does Demetrius Lilly being there. And the reality is I expect this guy to do those kind of things as a leader, and he did it. Those are things that make you better as a basketball team, but they certainly make you better as a human being. And so bringing up Acker's name, I appreciate it. He's once he really gets it, he's going to be a very, very good basketball player.
Coach Dunphy, Andreas, thank you both for joining us today and wish you best of luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
That was really nice to hear that from Fran right there at the end. I know you're kind of just, that's what you expect. You've known him forever, Phil. I mean,
That's what it is. I mean, I don't know. I have a pretty good idea that he's not going to end up in the Naismith Hall of Fame. But if there's a People Hall of Fame out there,
yeah,
he's a first balloter.
yeah.
Because he just gets it. He's always gotten it. He's always gotten it. And if I have a quick second, I'll give you this one.
Yeah.
My third game as a high school coach in 1979, I went to kneel down playing against Malvern Prep. I split my pants. We lost the game to Fran Dunphy, who's the coach of Malvern Prep. He took me in his office after the game, let me call my wife and tell her that we had lost the game. Never once mentioned the split in my pants.
Oh,
My God.
that's a nice guy. I would have been so nice.
Well,
That'd been the first thing I would have said, Coach.
Ice, what do you think I would have done?
He would have given you a new pair, Like, he could have done
Yeah,
that.
I'd give you a long T-shirt
There
to
you
tie
go.
around.
There we go.
Yep, to cover.
Yeah, just a stand-up guy for sure. That's awesome. We're going to talk